welcome back to the channel. We're gonna do another drive with me today. I haven't done one of these in so long, so you're gonna have to bear with me. I am a little rusty. Today I'm gonna go get my car service, which I've been putting off for way too long. When I say way too long, I mean like 3 or 4 months. So the check engine light is on and I finally am like, okay, I think it's time to go get the car serviced. Because if the check engine light has been on for like a month and a half, for sure there's got to be something wrong with it, right? Step 1, we're gonna go get the car washed because
at the stop sign, turn right onto West 5th Street.
I have a theory that if you show up to get your car serviced or like maintenance done on your car in general and your car isn't washed, they just automatically assume that you don't take care of your car that much and they put like their nasty feet in mud all inside the car. But the other theory I have is when you show up and you have a super clean car, it seems like they treat it the exact opposite. Like, oh, they really like take care of their car. I don't want to get any like nasty footprints in here. I'm gonna put these like plastic wraps or this piece of paper down where I don't get my disgusting shoes all over it. You know what I mean? So that's my 2 theories, and I feel like that's what I've gathered for the past few times that I've went and got it done. So yeah, I want to appear like I take care of my car. That way they'll treat it with respect. And I'm gonna be honest, I don't have time to like do the vacuuming and all, so I'm literally just gonna go through the car wash and hope for the best. So give me 1 second. Okay. Not awkward at all, but definitely awkward because I had to like open the door, roll down the window, there's a guy staring at me. I'm just like, today is not my day. So I got the 2nd tier one. I didn't get the full tier one if we're being honest, just because I don't think it needs to be like so shiny. Oh my god. Oh my gosh, what is that, Benji? I forgot to tell you, I bring it to me. When do I not? Okay. Step 2 is I actually accidentally ordered my foundation to my old apartment complex. So we're gonna go and deal with that first, and then we will head over to get the car serviced. The nice thing about where I get my car serviced at is it's right by a mall, the Americana. So I like to walk there. It's only about like a 10-15 minute walk, so I'm probably just gonna go over to the Americana, chill out a little bit, whatever. That's the plans for the day, okay? Okay. As far as the life update, I feel like I'm pretty boring. Like, I like to go to bed at like 9:30. I'm like a grandpa. I don't go out a ton. Like, if I do go out, I like to go out to like these like really bougie places and try like new food, a few drinks, and then I go home and I literally crash by like 9 p.m. So like, I'm definitely in a headspace the older I get. Like, I'm not even really sure if like marriage is something I want to add to the table, because like the idea of someone living in my space is like horrendous to me. For example, the last guy I was talking to like vomited convulsively all over my expensive bedding, and then in my mind I was like, if someone can't respect me and respect my space, like how am I gonna explain to them that like my couch is like several grand? I'm very OCD with like my time and my energy and like how I like everything. Update on that guy, I actually gave him like 1 more chance. Make sure too much alcohol in a hot tub just isn't right. Like, maybe it has nothing to do with him, it's just about the alcohol, you know? Like, give them the benefit of the doubt, right? Invited him over to my apartment, and I had to work early that next day, so I said, you know, I have to work tomorrow, but you can come down, we can like go out somewhere, and then, you know, you can leave at your own convenience, like after I leave for work. So he's like, yeah, because he was like very persistent in like coming and seeing me. So he comes over, he brings these like White Claws, right? Red flag number 1, they bring White Claws to your house. So he brings these White Claws, he pulls them out of this backpack and he's just like, do you want one? I'm just like, I'm good. I don't really like White Claws, but you know, I'll have one. Like, if you insist, I'll have one. So I'm over here like sipping on this White Claw. This guy is fucking hammered by the first White Claw, like 1.5 White Claws down. He is talking out of his head. This guy's like, Yeah, so I've really been thinking about it. Like, you have like all the great attributes of like a wife, and like I think you'd be a really good wife. And I was like, yeah, that's funny, like, yeah, that's great. Inside my head, remember, like, I'm in the mindset where like I don't even think marriage is gonna be a part of my life. So whenever you say something like that to me, I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, okay. And I was like, maybe he's just tipsy, you know, or whatever. And then the next thing that comes out of this man's mouth, I'm not even lying to you right now, he goes, yeah, I think we need to get married in the next 2 years. Mind blown. Okay, put it into perspective. I have only known this guy for maybe like 2 or 3 months, and he's sitting here saying that he wants to like marry me in like 2 years. Like, we should get married in 2 years. I'm like, okay. And then the more he drinks, I think he drank a total of like 3 White Claws. By the 3rd White Claw, he's like, you know, my dad got married at a certain age, and like I really want to like live up to that expectation, and I want to like do life better than him and give my kids like everything that they deserve, because I didn't really have that when I was growing up. And you're just getting like all deep and emotional, which like I understand and I get, but at the same time, like, I think the way that he should have worded it is like, yeah, I really want to get, you know, married in the next 5 years. Like, I want to get married to someone in the next 5 years. Like, don't put that pressure on me to make me feel like I have to live up to the expectations of something that you want. You know what I mean? That's kind of how it feels. Like, it feels controlling for you to be like, we're going to get married in 2 years, you know? It's like, oh, okay. So after that conversation, I basically was just like nodding, like, okay, like, like, head nod, whatever. So he starts to ask me like my opinion on it and all, and I was like, I don't really have like a particular opinion on it. I just think that like I'm not in the right point in my life to think marriage is even like an option. Like, I really want to find out who I am. Like, I still haven't fully figured out myself and my own plan for myself, so in order to like include someone in that, I need to fully know myself, is kind of like how I worded it. So he got really butthurt. After this conversation, I just never talked to this guy since. So I get too afraid of like people having more feelings than I'm feeling, and that's exactly what I found with this guy. I really miss when I would do my little car vlogs where I would be like jamming with you guys and like sharing my favorite songs. But I feel like YouTube is very strict on their monetization and stuff now. My favorite song at the moment is by a guy named Teddy Swims. His aesthetic resembles like Post Malone. I don't want to get a copyright strike, but here it is. Not next to me. The highs and lows, the ebbs and flows, all the things we can't control. I hope you know that my heart is steady. Also, we love our Billy Joel. Start the fire. We start the fire. Okay guys, I gotta go in. I'm gonna try to get my package, and then we're gonna go to our card service. So that process was a lot harder than I was expecting. The annoying thing is if you move out of your apartment like a week or two and you accidentally have mail delivered there to like these Luxor One package lockers, you can't retrieve them legally because you don't live in their apartment complex. So they always give the apartment complex the code to get into them, but they don't give the receiver or the person of the mail that number. So I basically had to call the number and ask for permission in order to get the package out of the locker. They told me no, that they would send the code again over to the property manager, and I would have to contact the property manager to get the package out of the locker. But the hard part was I was already there, and I already knew what locker it was in, but I wasn't able to get it out of the locker, which is so frustrating. So I ran into one of the guys that is the main maintenance guy, that has always treated me with like uttermost respect, is the sweetest guy on the planet. And he was like, hi, like, you know, what's going on? And I was like, I'm having a really hard time getting a hold of management. Can you please open locker 16? And he's like, I'm on it. And he just like got basically a number to unlock the whole system and basically got the package out. So awesome sauce. We're on the road again. I think Benji was so freaked out because he didn't really
1.9
understand what was
miles,
going on.
Turn right on.
And the longer I'm in California, the longer I start to act like a Californian. Because California is very big on like 100% recycling or like biodegradable things that aren't like harming the planet. So a lot of them will just buy like larger bulks of like water and then pour the water into like cups, or they'll have like a fountain system in their house where you can like fill up the water in your house where you're not wasting so much like bottles that are going to the landfill and all, right? So my dumbass has been buying smart waters but pouring them in these glass bottles. It's like, are you really saving the planet though? But something about the glass bottles, they're just like perfect. They make me want to drink water more. They're like the perfect size to like take with you on the go. You can like use these at the airport, just refill them. You don't have to like throw away anything. So I've been trying to find like these giant bottles of the smart water. I think they're like 4 or 5 liters or something. So I've just been like using that to fill up like 4 or 5 of these bottles. But like, is it just me, or does like all water taste better in a glass container? It's kind of like the same thing with like Coca-Cola. I feel like a Coca-Cola is just better in glass, like a glass original bottle. But like inside of the plastic or the can, it just doesn't hit the same. You know, just another day in Hollywood. You've got the writer's strike. Day 365. Just kidding, it's not 365. One thing that the writer's strike brings up, not to bring up the writer's strike anymore, is that there's a lot of people that are like out of jobs. I know for me personally, work has been like so dry. Like finding actual editing gigs has been the hardest thing on the entire planet, because everything is just not being created or produced. Everything that has already been filmed, you know, they're either on hold to like edit it, or they're not creating new content because of the writer's strike. So there's like nothing to edit, correct? But the biggest thing that's like keeping me motivated through it all is I've been this like really big believer in like manifestation. And I just believe that if you just surround yourself with like positive thoughts, and you keep yourself grounded, and you keep yourself motivated, like I feel like everything is just bound to happen. Like for instance, my favorite job that I was working at for a while, I mean I still work there, I don't know why I act like I don't work there anymore. I got hired and I told them that I wanted a full-time opportunity. Like I was very accepting to like whatever they gave me. I was really grateful for whatever they gave me. And then as I got in there, I was just like, you know, my rent is like this high and I'm stressing out about it. And then they're just like, oh, do you want to serve? Like, you know, they just automatically promote me to serving within like the first 2 months, just because of like how my work ethic was. I was never like negative. I was always like accepting. And I feel like that's like the recipe for everything in life, is that if you surround yourself with good people, you keep yourself motivated, you stay happy every day, whether it is like the simplest day in the entire world, like another door is going to open for you in like no time. But I feel like whenever you surround yourself with negative people, and you surround yourself with a lifestyle that you're not happy with, and you have negative thoughts like every single day, and you're always nagging, and there's always drama, and there's always this, there's always that, like you're not gonna get on to the next thing, because you're already not in a good mindset for receiving, so it's never really gonna come for you. But I just wanted to shed that kind of light onto people. If anyone else is going through like a really hard time, or feels like they haven't been as successful recently, or they just feel like they're in this rut and they don't know what they need to do with the rest of their life, I think the biggest piece of advice I can give you is just stay grounded, stay motivated, surround yourself with good people, stay positive. If you're not in the environment for that thriving and that receiving of success, I think you need to start placing yourselves in situations where you can be in that receiving mindset, I think, for sure. Because there was my prime example, is like there's this company, I was expecting little to nothing from them. All I really wanted was a full-time opportunity, and I was bound for whatever I was handed. And whenever I put myself in that mindset and I was surrounded by these amazing people, it was like these doors were just open for me without 2 months. It was like, oh, do you want to serve? Here, you can serve. 2 months of working there, you know? So I guess my analogy for that story is just like literally everything happens for a reason. But place yourself in a situation for success. Because if you're working somewhere and you are the unhappiest person in the entire world, and it seems like everyone's mindset and the way you're treated is just not okay, just retract yourself from the situation, go and place yourself in a different situation, and literally just stay in this positive mindset, and I think good things will happen. I can't really say any of my success or my manifestations have really worked for like film related jobs. I feel like I've done like a few different side projects. I've done like a Sony pitch project. I've also been working on like smaller gigs for like SoundCloud rappers and stuff like that. But as far as like bigger things, I think it's because I'm not allowing myself to be in that receiving mode. Like I'm not applying to things as much as I should. But basically, to end my whole heartfelt rant, I just want to say that I appreciate you guys. I love you guys, and thank you guys for taking the time to like watch videos like this. It literally means the world. It keeps me going. I feel like I haven't been as driven to make more car vlogs in a long time, just because it is a very vulnerable place to be, is that I feel like I do express a lot about my life in these videos, and they are on the internet forever. And that whole thought really does scare me, is because I haven't really 100% gotten the dream job or gotten to where I want to get. So I feel I have this fear in the back of my mind that if I say the wrong thing on my channel, or if I express thoughts that I shouldn't about experiences that I've had, it will like prevent me from getting this like ultimate dream job. And maybe that's like really silly of me to think that by me expressing my life and talking about my life and my experiences and things is going to hinder me from having a job. It's very silly to think like that. But if you have any opinions on it, let me know. That's really how I feel. I have a fear of that, which is partly why I did put a halt on making car vlogs, because I feel like I am very vulnerable. I say a lot about my life in these things, and I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I feel like I've been ranting too long. I'm gonna go get my car serviced, and I shall talk to you when I talk to you. Lots of love.
Highs and lows, the ebbs and flows, all the things we can't control. I hope you know that my